You see the title. R.I.P. Souilja Boy. But you know he's not dead, but he's finna be gone. He's finna be out of here. Finna be a pack. And we finna be doing the you. Alright, let me stop. Let's just start the video.
So, Souilja Boy has been making headlines this week after going to court and losing a lawsuit to a woman who was his personal assistant that he hired back in 2018. Souilja Boy is a rapper who, over the course of his career, has no doubt had some massive records. Records like Crank That, which have been certified 3 times platinum by the RIAA, meaning that it sold more than 3 million copies. Not to mention that this song came out when ringtones were still being sold for your cell phone for about $1 to $3 a piece, and it's estimated that on top of the 3 million records he sold with Crank That, he also sold approximately 3 million ringtones, which alone could have generated up to $7 million. Not only that, but he did have other hits when he first came out. Songs like Kiss Me Through the Phone, Pretty Boy Swag, and a few others. It's safe to say that he made a small fortune during this period of his career. Even after you take out whatever percentage the record label took and taxes, it's safe to say that Souilja Boy was sitting around with millions of dollars in his bank accounts. But after this verdict that was just handed down in court, it looks like Souilja Boy could be facing some more serious financial problems. That's because his old assistant that he hired back in 2018 would eventually formally accuse Souilja Boy of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse in a lawsuit that she filed in 2021, resulting in a jury awarding her $4 million in compensatory damages and another $250,000 in punitive damages, making a total of $4,250,000 that Souilja Boy will now have to cough over unless he wants his wages garnished and his assets seized and being sold off. The story goes like this. Souilja Boy hired this 20-year-old woman who hasn't been identified by anything other than Jane Doe as his personal assistant in 2018, promising to pay her $500 a week for her work. The woman moves into Souilja Boy's home as part of her job. A romantic relationship develops by January of 2019, and shortly thereafter, the assistant says Souilja Boy's behavior turned abusive. According to the assistant's lawsuit, Souilja Boy embarked on a nearly 2-year pattern of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. In early 2019, he allegedly pushed her out of a car during an argument and forced her to walk 5 miles back to the house. The first sexual assault occurred in February of 2019. Afterwards, Souilja Boy, quote-unquote, expressed remorse and paid her $1,000 to try to make up for it. The woman claims that Souilja became violently jealous, spitting on her when she tried to quit, and frequently punching, kicking, and body slamming her over social media interactions that she was having with her followers. Basically, if a dude would leave a comment on one of her posts, he would freak out. On at least one occasion, he allegedly locked her in a room without a bed, no food, no water for 3 days as a form of punishment. During this 3-day period, she would also allege that Souilja Boy would repeatedly R-word her, and in one message that was sent from Souilja Boy to this woman, he told her, "I should have killed you." This all culminated in a brutal attack in August of 2020 in which Souilja Boy beat and again R-worded the woman to the point that she said she feared for her life. Following this incident, she left his house and cut off the relationship. 1 month later, she went back to his house to pick up her belongings, and while she was there, she said Souilja Boy again physically attacked and R-worded her.
But nah, bro, that was the whole trap right there, man. To get her back in the crib, bro. She shouldn't have done it. She should have. She should have asked for bro to throw her stuff outside. But bro, that's crazy, bro. Being locked in a room with no food. She got the Andrew Tate treatment, man. Yeah, that's tough.
Assistant said that the abuse was so constant that she didn't even feel human anymore. She said, "I felt like an animal," and this led to her filing her lawsuit in 2021. In her complaint, she accused Souilja Boy of an array of offenses: sexual battery, assault, gender violence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, creating a hostile work environment, and false imprisonment. She also claimed that Souilja Boy failed to pay her the promised wages for the work that she did as an assistant, affecting effectively accusing him of several labor violations. The suit was seeking a significant amount of monetary damages for the trauma and injuries that she suffered, and she requested a jury trial. Now, Souilja Boy publicly denied the allegations, and in a statement given to TMZ, a representative for Souilja Boy called the woman's claims nonsense, insisting that Souilja would never put his hands on a female. Souilja Boy himself told the press that he vehemently and unequivocally denied the allegations and said that he had contacted his legal team to refute what he was describing as lies. Souilja Boy's legal team also responded to this in court, formally denying all wrongdoing, and over the next few years, the case moved through the pretrial process, like evidence gathering, depositions, pretrial motions, and the proceedings faced a few delays, in part due to backlogs in the court system. So the trial didn't immediately begin in 2021. It wouldn't start until 2025. During this period, reports emerged of graphic evidence that was going to be used at trial, like pictures of this woman's injuries and lengthy text message threads between Souilja Boy and her. One message where Souilja Boy told her, "If you B word, I hope you die slow." All right. Throughout this time, Souilja Boy didn't make any further public comments about the case, but he did have a separate legal issue arise in mid-2021 when he was ordered to pay a hefty judgment to another woman stemming from a past incident. In this case, a Los Angeles jury found Souilja Boy liable for assault.
Okay. This is not the first time Way has been sued by a woman for assault in 2021. Bro, I don't know why this is like messing up. But anyways, it's not the first time. Okay. 471 to an ex-girlfriend. Yeah, bruh. So, yeah, bruh. So his manager saying that he would never put his hands on women, but he just had to pay about $500K to his ex. $500K to his ex. So bro, this is really glitching, bro. What the heck? You see the title. To pay $500K to his ex, bro. Come on. Come on, for domestic violence and kidnapping. Okay. Interesting.
For assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Kayla Myers, during a 2019 house party. In this unrelated case, there were allegations that Souilja Boy pistol whipped Myers and held her at gunpoint, and by the end of this trial, a jury awarded her approximately $472,000. This separate verdict demonstrated a pattern of allegations against Souilja Boy, and eventually his ex would have to seek out new court orders to seize Souilja Boy's assets because he failed to pay her when it was all said and done. It wasn't a good look and didn't help his situation in his other court battle with his assistant. In late 2024, the Jane Doe lawsuit is finally scheduled for trial, and after several years of pre-trial wrangling, the stage was set for a courtroom battle in 2025 where a jury was set to hear all of the disturbing allegations and decide whether Souilja Boy was going to be held accountable. By March of 2025, the woman was taking a stand to testify, and when she got on the stand, she described for the jury everything that we discussed earlier, like being locked in a room, being R-worded, being punched and kicked, body slammed. They also showed the jury the messages between Souilja and her where he pretty much said that he should have killed her and he wished she would die. When it was Souilja Boy's time to defend himself, he decided to testify in his own defense, directly addressing the jury, and that's something that I'm sure his legal team highly advised him against doing. It's something that we don't see people do a lot of the times in these type of cases because they don't have to testify on their own behalf. Anyways, when Souilja Boy got up there, he portrayed a very different version of events. He claimed that the woman was never actually his employee. Instead, he characterized her as somebody who hung around his house and helped roll his blunts, and he said that she was free to come and go as she pleased. He insisted they had a consensual relationship and that he never physically harmed her. He questioned her credibility, argued that her story changed over time, and said that she had multiple opportunities to leave if she truly felt endangered. During During the closing arguments, Souilja Boy's attorneys emphasized that the woman stayed with Souilja Boy by choice and had received quote-unquote room and board plus gifts and other things rather than a salary, which they argued was an industry standard agreement for informal assistance in the music world. And basically this was them trying to escape the labor violations she alleged from him not paying her the $500 a week. During the woman's closing argument, her lawyers asserted that Souilja Boy had to be held accountable, and they asked the jury to award her $73.6 million dollars in
Whoa. 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 That is crazy. Now, that's wild, bro. That's kind of wild, bro. They was trying to go highballing, bro. That's crazy. That's a little wild. I'm not gonna lie. But, bro, I don't know why. Bro, Souilja Boy, you a little, yeah, Souilja Boy, bro, you a little, like, soft, bro. I don't know, bro. You pistol whipping and, kicking and body slamming your girl. Which he said that she was just a girl he used to roll blunts. And she could have left whenever. He did the Diddy on her, boy. From the treat her ass like Krishan. Or not Krishan, my fucking... Bro, my bad. It's been a minute, bro. Ugh. But old girl who's with Diddy for like 10 years. Bro's gonna give her that treatment, bro. I don't know what the hell. Like, Souilja Boy, bro. You messed up, boy. Big Draco. You messed up, bud.
Liberation. When they returned a verdict, the 12-person jury found Souilja Boy liable for sexual battery, assault, gender violence, intentional affliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and several labor code violations related to unpaid wages. However, the jury did not find him liable for false imprisonment, and they also cleared him of creating a hostile work environment. As a result, they awarded the woman nearly $4 million in compensatory damages. This sum was meant to cover her pain, suffering, lost earnings, and any medical or therapy costs that are going to result from the abuse. Shortly after, in a brief additional proceeding, the jury also decides on punitive damages to further penalize Souilja Boy for his conduct and awarded the woman another $250,000, making a total of $4.25 million that Souilja Boy now owes this woman. This verdict is a clear legal defeat for Souilja Boy, as the jury has legally affirmed that he abused and injured his former assistant, and they hit him with a multi-million-dollar financial penalty as a result. According to the reports, Souilja Boy smiled calmly upon hearing the decision. Now, his lawyers reacted to this saying, "We maintain that the evidence does not support."
Nigga smiled, bro. I wouldn't be smiling, bro, if I'm losing $4 million. Ain't nothing to be smiling about, bro. Oh God, bro's probably thinking of the good times he had with old girl. But no, let me stop playing, bro. I don't know. Why was you smiling, bro? That's like some school sniper shit, bro. Like, bro, that's like some. Hey, you look, you ain't in jail, bro. You look. Actually, of course. They're gonna go for a civil lawsuit, bro. But, you look, you ain't in jail, bro. That's kind of crazy. Bro was stomping his girl out, bro, and body slamming her and shit, bro. Come on, bro. You need a little help.
Does not support the verdict. It is unfortunate that aspirations and misperceptions of a culture are allowed to influence the trial. Mr. Way, who is Souilja Boy, fully intends to pursue his post-trial remedies and to fight for a just result in this case. So they're basically saying, even though they found him guilty in court, we still believe that he's innocent. That's what his lawyers say. And shortly after the verdict, Souilja Boy actually personally addressed the media outside of the courthouse, where he read a prepared statement off of his phone on to a cluster of reporters that was there. Here's what he said.
About the verdict.
Today, I stand before you deeply disappointed in the verdict delivered in my case. I firmly believe that the decision made in court was not based on facts or...
Alright, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I think y'all should chill on, bro, because, Souilja Boy might be a little bit, slow, bro. So, he might not, he probably didn't, wasn't able to memorize all the script, you know what I'm saying? So he had to look at his, bro. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Bro, what? This is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this is wild. Yeah, but that's pretty tough, Souilja Boy.
by the involvement of individuals such as the jury who were not present during the events in question. And I feel that the system allowed external influences to shape the outcome. Furthermore, the use of Jane Doe as the identity of the accusers raises serious concerns about fairness. Keeping these individuals anonymous while I'm forced to face public scrutiny creates an unequal playing field. I believe this entire process has been tainted by a system that is not designed to protect the rights of the accused. I want to make it clear that I'm innocent. This case was never about justice. It was about money and personal gain. And I will not let that stand. I am committed to filing an appeal and fighting for the truth to be revealed. I will continue to stand by my decision and believe that I did not commit the crimes I'm accused of. Thank you to everyone who has supported me during this time. I promise that I will fight until the end to clear my name and expose the truth. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Would you mind repeating the first 3 sentences?
Bro, got to scroll back up in his notes.
Disappointed in the verdict delivered in my case. I firmly believe that the decision made in court was not based on facts or substantial evidence, but rather on factors that were outside of my control. The truth was overshadowed by the involvement of individuals such as the jury who were not present during the events in question. And I feel like the system allowed external influence to shape the outcome.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Where's his
Not
attorney
only
at?
did he address the media in those clips, he also did what he normally does in these types of situations and went on a rant on live about how the trial was unfair.
He crashed out.
I'm the sexiest nigga in the world. I'm that nigga that made Pretty Boy swag.
Bro, nigga,
Come on, man.
Serious, bro?
If y'all don't see they out here trying to attack all...
Are you serious? This is a prank? This nigga just said, but the first thing he said was, I'm the prettiest nigga in the world.
See they out here trying to attack all our black rich...
Who else are they
I
trying to...
don't know what to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Who
They out here
else
trying
is
to
black
take
that
down
they're
all
trying
the
to
rich
attack,
black...
bro?
They
Is it
mad
Diddy?
because I own my own... I ain't signing no... You know what I'm saying? They trying to take it down. How this got all this money, how he got all these stores, how he got all this... So they gonna try to lie on him, make up shit on him. Because I'm the first rapper to do this. They did the same shit with Jay-Z. They did the same shit with P. Diddy.
Yeah,
they did
I
the
knew
same
it, bro. You gonna
with
say it.
Everybody.
But,
all my fans know what type of person I'm in. All my fans know how I get in. I never do nothing like that. On God. Them folks scam me up in that courtroom. All them folks in there was old as hell, 60-year-old, 70-year-old white people. Where the young people at on the jury? Where the black people at? I had one black person on the jury. Them folks can't wait to fry my ass in that.
The line, bro. I'm Gucci, bro. If Kendrick Lamar can stand at the Super Bowl and call Drake up,
bro,
he's still living.
Oh my
I'm good.
God, bro. What is it? What am I watching? What am I watching?
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Bro,
like,
what am I watching?
If I actually outside of the why I ain't in jail then? The f you mean? Why you going to ask for some money? Go tell the police to come lock me up.
It's a civil
if I touch your ass,
lawsuit, bro.
lying ass. Ain't nobody touch your funky ass.
Alright, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm like starting to lose brain cells listening to this nigga, bro. This nigga's Souilja Boy's a little slow, bro. I hope, Souilja Boy got that 4Ms. He's ready to pay up, bro. And it looks like it's not hurting him that much. But I'm not completing this video, bro, before I lose more brain cells from this retard Souilja Boy, bro. I hope y'all I hope you had a good time watching this video, bro. I'll see y'all niggas later.